No homework days are the best. Whether it's just one homework-free night or homework-free weekend with nothing due on Monday, or even a whole vacation week with no assignments due when you come back, the feeling of freedom is the best. Now, while you should definitely take some time to enjoy a homework-free night or homework-free weekend, there is a case to be made for using at least a teeny tiny bit of that time to be productive in ways that will pay off later. Now, in this video, which is meant to be quick and helpful, I share 10 productive things that you can do on the days when you don't have homework or on the days when you just don't feel like doing it right now, right? Because if you're gonna procrastinate anyway, you would never do that, then you might as well procrastinate doing some things that are not totally useless. Am I right? I'm right. Hi, I'm Katie Azevedo from SchoolHabits.com. I'm a private executive function coach who teaches students and professionals strategies to learn and work better. I am also the creator of the Executive Function Journal, so if you are curious about that, then head over to executivefunctionjournal.com. Please consider liking this video and subscribing if you haven't done so already. Things like that make a huge difference for my channel. And if you want more tips and tricks and strategies for school and work and productivity and behind the scenes things, then find me over on Instagram. All right, I think we are ready. And I think we should start easy. So the first thing that you could do if you don't really feel like doing anything is to clean out your backpack. Or if you're a working professional, you could clean out your work bag. Take everything out, empty all the pockets, take your bag outside, shake it upside down, get out the crumbs that you didn't even know were in there. Now, if you can wipe your bag, it depends on what it's made of, then wipe it. I mean, if it's like kind of nylon plasticky, you can use a damp cloth, you could use a Lysol wipe. I use those on everything. If your bag is washable, like it's canvas, then consider washing it. Now, when you clean out your bag, you might find that you have loose papers in there that are not trash. So now would be the time to put those in the proper location. Number 2, go through your folders and your notebooks. So you could remove all the papers from your physical notebooks, your physical folders, and sort them. So kind of 3 things to do here. Number 1, throw away junk, throw away old papers. Number 2, get rid of duplicates. And 3, move any papers that ended up in the wrong spot to the right spot. Like you don't need your math worksheet in your French folder. Number 3, purge and organize all your writing utensils. Collect all your pens, pencils, highlighters, markers, Sharpies. Collect them all from your backpack, your pencil pouch, your workspace. Sharpen all your pencils and throw away anything that's dried up. Yeah, it might take you a minute to take your pens and stuff and swab them on it. Swab, that's not the right word. What are they called? Swatch? No, that's a makeup. I don't know, draw a line on a piece of paper to see if they are worn out. Get rid of them. Also, maybe this is your sign that you don't need 12 red pens. This would also be the time when you open or unzip your pencil case and you shake that out, because oftentimes there ends up like crumbs and pencil shavings in there too. Number 4, clean your devices. Now use a screen cleaner or a wipe made for eyeglasses and thoroughly clean the screens of your phone, your tablets, your touch screens, your iPads, your computers. When your computer's off, you can take your keyboard, if you have like an actual keyboard, and shake it upside down. Also, when your keyboard's off or if you lock it, you can wipe the keyboard. Don't spray directly onto the keyboard or it gets in between the keys, but with a damp cloth, give it a wipe. Don't forget to clean your mouse, clean your calculator, your Apple Pencil, your AirPods case, probably your AirPods too. Basically, now is the time to clean all of the things that go beep or that have batteries. Number 5, clean up your Google Drive. Okay, so this one's more of like a legit project, so I can't say that it's something that you can like bang out in 10 minutes or so. So it might be something that you incrementally work on over time. So you want to go into Google Drive or wherever you store your digital files and do some house cleaning. First, delete all your junk files. Like ask yourself, do you really need that graphic organizer from 3 years ago? Do you really need to keep that Google Doc with that one random image of like some random shoe on it? Do you though? Do you though? Next, do a search for untitled to find any documents that don't have a name. Just go into the search bar in Google Drive and type untitled, hit enter or return, and you're gonna get a whole bunch of files that don't have names. 2 things you do with this. Number 1, if it's a file that's like junk, delete it. Number 2, if it's something that you wanna keep, give it a name. Also, when you're in Google Drive doing your housekeeping, now would be a good time to make sure that all your files are in the appropriate folders. If you don't have folders, make some. So you would typically, if you're a student, start with the school year, and then within each school year, the classes that you take. Drag and drop the files into the right spot. Number 6, manage your inbox. I just created, well, not just, but a little while ago, created a whole video on email management for students, and I will leave that link in the description box. It's a whole process. It's simple, but there's a couple steps there for managing your email. Now, at the very least, if you're not gonna go watch that video, which you totally should, go into your inbox and just start deleting junk and unsubscribing from email promotions that you don't want. Number 7, create or revamp your study space. We can get bored sometimes with our environment, so take a few minutes to spruce up the space that you work in. Even a small change like swapping a lamp from like the left to the right, I know that sounds so weird, but a small change like that can really tap into novelty, and novelty or newness is one of the primary factors of motivation. And you know, not everybody has the luxury of having their own study space. So if you don't have like a full study space, can you at least create like a study nook or some vibe of a study area in your room? Like maybe on one corner of your wall in your room, you hang a calendar or you hang a cork board or a whiteboard, and just visually that reminds you when you're in that area that you are working, that you are studying. At the very least, if you want to tap into that novelty, you could change the backdrop of your digital desktop. I mean, that's like at the bare minimum, but again, it's something new. Number 8, rewrite your notes. I have talked a lot about the benefits of rewriting notes before, both on the blog and in videos. And it is one of the secrets of good students. Like, people do this, they just don't talk about it. Generally, a good practice for challenging classes that you take notes in is that you take your notes in class, and then later that day, or as soon as you possibly can, is you rewrite your notes. Or at the very least, you go back in and you fill in missing information. You write out abbreviations maybe that you used in class. You fill in gaps that you missed in class. You look up words that you wrote down because your teacher said it, but you didn't know what it meant. You look up those definitions. Now, I know that you might be rolling your eyes at this strategy, thinking like, oh my gosh, who has time to rewrite their notes? Guys, people do this. I know we don't want to like, it's easy for us to think that like things come easy to students and the kid who got the A just like got the A. But no, they're doing things on the back end. They're just not telling you about it. They're not talking about it. They might be doing it subconsciously and not actually know that they're really doing it. And they're like, yeah, doesn't everybody rewrite their notes? Or they might just not tell people that that's what they're doing. But I am telling you that it is a secret of good students. People rewrite their notes. Here's why. Number 1, when you rewrite your notes after you take them, you are making amazing study resources that you can use to study for your tests. And then number 2, in the process of rewriting them and filling in the gaps, you're going through the information again, you're reviewing it, so you're actually learning it better, which means you get to study it less when it's time for the test. Number 9 is get ahead. Now, I know it's such a relief when you don't have homework, so this tip might feel like really annoying. I'm sorry. But why not use this time to get ahead on some of your reading, to start the English essay that technically hasn't been assigned, but it's on your syllabus? To start studying for the test that hasn't been announced, but like obviously you're gonna have a test next week. Again, this is one of those things that students do. They do it. You might be like, no one does that. Have you asked everybody? Have you asked everybody you know whether they do this? They do. Not everybody does this, but like the people with the best grades do this. Especially if you find yourself often overwhelmed. You're like, I always have like 15 assignments due. On the days where you don't have a lot due, keep chugging, move ahead. And number 10, do a brain dump. Now, any time is a good time to do a brain dump, but especially if you've been feeling overwhelmed. Now, I have a very detailed tutorial, and I'll leave that link in the description box below, of course, where I walk you through exactly how to do a brain dump. I'm only going to give you a general idea in this video because I want to keep it short. So the idea is that you download everything that is in your brain without judgment and without censoring yourself. So this includes thoughts, worries, tasks, anxieties, things to do, stuff that's coming up, people you're mad at, errands you have to run, anything and everything, write it all down. Then you sort your big messy list into 3 categories: actions, thoughts and worries, and ideas for later. In the tutorial, I tell you exactly what to do with all 3 of the categories, but spoiler alert, you focus just on the actions, because really those are the only things that you have any control over. Listen, this list of 10 productive things to do is not all about go, go, go until you pop. It's not about like maximizing every second of your day so you come out on top. Not at all. We need time to unwind, we need margin, we need rest for sure. But the message is that sometimes like we actually do have homework, but we just don't feel like getting into it yet. Like we're just not we don't have the right vibe, or we're just don't have enough energy and we need kind of like a slow on-ramp. In those moments, it's a good idea to just start simple and plug away at little things that don't take up a lot of cognitive energy, but that still help move us forward. So that's it. We made it to the end of the list. And if you have your own ideas, your own things that you do during the homework days or during like your procrastination moments when you don't feel like working, please put them in the comments, because other people will like it, but I'm also super curious to see what you guys do. So please give a like if you like this video, and subscribe if you haven't done so already, you know, all the things. And thank you so much for watching.